180. That's the number of people that apply for a job opening on an average, but only 20% get shortlisted for a final interview. And here's the kicker, only 2.5% out of those receive a call for a final interview. One thing's certain, interviews are rare to come and the failure rate is high. And on top of that, a candidate usually has to successfully interview 3 to 4 times on an average before receiving a final job offer. And I say successfully because even a slight slip up means that you will not progress to the next round and get eliminated from the process. Back in the day, interviewing was clearly one of the biggest challenges that I faced in my job search phase as an international student. And I was only able to tackle it by organizing and preparing answers to commonly asked interview questions well in advance and perfecting them over a course of months. So in this video, I'll share the 4 most commonly asked interview questions that I think every international student who's looking for a job should prepare for. By the way, there's a bonus in the end for the folks who stick around, so let's get started. But before we take a look at the questions, let's first quickly talk about how to craft your answers because that part is equally important. Well, there's 2 simple steps to that, the what and the how. Let's talk about the what first. Whenever answering a question, you need to first understand what the interviewer is trying to understand from you. A good interviewer will always ask you questions to set the stage for you to explain why you're a good fit. But even if they don't, it's actually your job to really understand the question behind the question and then craft your answer. For example, when an interview asks a question on how you handle conflicts with teammates, they're just not interested in your conflict resolution skills, but they're also gauging your communication style, your teamwork, and your ability to stay composed under pressure. When you craft your answers with that understanding in mind, your answers will do a way better job and help the interview flow a lot better. Second, the how. You should always try to craft your answers using the STAR method. And if you haven't heard about it, it stands for situation, task, action, and results. And it's a pretty common technique when answering interviewing questions. You start by describing the situation you were in to provide context, then you outline the task you needed to accomplish, you explain the specific actions you took to address the task, and then finally you share the results of your action, quantifying the outcome if possible. It might be a bit confusing if it's a new concept, but you'll get a better idea when we get into the questions and try to answer them using the STAR method. So let's go. Question number 1. Tell me about yourself or walk me through your resume. Now, when an interviewer asks this question, they're usually looking to understand your professional journey and how your experiences have prepared you for the role you're applying for. They're not really interested in your hobbies. So to answer this question the right way, start with high impact items first, like your relevant work experiences, specific projects that you worked on, key achievements that you may have had, and then maybe get into education or other things you do for a hobby. A lot of people do it the other way around and it ends up being a wasted opportunity to tell how you're a good fit for the role. For example, if I were you, here's how I would answer this question. I currently work as a product marketer at XYZ where I help take new product launches to market. I recently just wrapped up a project where I tailored our content strategy by increasing engagement by 30% and improving product adoption, which ultimately resulted in $100,000 of profitable revenue. And from there on, you could go on and list other things you've done, but always start with the high impact items first. Question number 2. Tell me about a project that you led that was successful and what did you learn? Now, the recruiter or the employer is looking to learn and know about your project management, leadership, and problem solving abilities. They're also assessing your ability to reflect on your experiences and how you learn and grow. So think of a scenario and project that was successful and would be most related to the job you're applying for and prepare an answer using the STAR method. A good answer to this question could look like this. At my previous internship, I led a project to revamp our company's online presence. The situation was that our website traffic was declining. My task was to create a comprehensive digital marketing strategy that would help increase traffic. I developed a plan that included making SEO improvements to the website and designing a content marketing strategy that targeted low competition keywords. As a result, our website traffic increased by 35% in 6 months, and since the traffic was really relevant to our product, it resulted in better conversion down the funnel. When you structure your answer like this, you're really making it easier for the interviewer to understand what your skills are and ask better follow-up questions, which means the interview will just flow a lot better versus you just throwing everything you've got at them. Question number 3, how do you collaborate with your teammates and how do you deal with conflict. Again, think of the question behind the question. They're not just trying to see your conflict resolution skills, but also how you negotiate and work in a team setting for the common good. Emphasize your ability to listen, empathize, and find mutually beneficial solutions while still being assertive with your team. The message you're trying to convey here is that you're open and flexible when it comes to working in a team setting. And at the same time, you can also sell in your idea to team members when they're not bought in for the greater good of the company. Question number 4. Why should we hire you? Well, when this question comes up, the interviewer is really trying to understand how you stand out from the rest of the candidates. And they're also trying to assess how well you can sell yourself and the idea that you should be hired. So summarize your unique qualifications and experiences and the value you can bring to the company. Highlight your skills and achievements that align with the job requirements, and then express your enthusiasm for the role. And I cannot stress this enough. Enthusiasm is equally important when interviewing. Genuine enthusiasm really inspires employers or recruiters to choose a candidate over others, even if they might not have the best skill set. So be enthusiastic and put your happy face on. If I were you, I would create a Google Sheet to list commonly asked interview questions and prepare answers using specific examples from your past experiences, and then practice them repeatedly. Again, remember to think of the question behind the question, as that'll really help you craft answers that give the interviewer or recruiter all the information they need. This will not only help you respond effectively if a similar question comes up, but will also prepare you for unexpected questions. Because by actively thinking and going through the process of preparing answers again and again, you'll build that muscle that will help you come up with exceptional answers on the spot. And as I had promised at the start of the video, as a bonus, if you're interested in the cheat sheet that I used personally to prepare for interviews, comment down below and I'll share it with you. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.